get stuff done. I said, And so my boss is basically wants me to do the management, but I have no managerial supervisor. And it's like, and what I told her is, you ain't paying me all of that job. So therefore, and I actually told her, you see that little box I'm in? It's off to the side. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to still be up in here smiling and do whatever I got to do. But within the last 3 months, between the manager, the little OT, and now the other little people that's in there, they come to work, don't talk to nobody. And see, I'm accustomed. See, you see this room? This is the unit. What do you think it would feel like if you come to work and don't nobody even say good morning or good evening? I'm not that kind of person. But I'm at the. Let's not even go there. What you say? It's beyond work environment. I've already. Like I said, it's
but if you leave though, it's kind of similar to when you resign. It's kind of what they want. They want it like great. She's gone.
They want it. No, actually they do. And see, my thing is, it comes from your leadership, which gets to your question essentially. All of these, whatever examples, can be instituted if the leadership truly wants it. They have to figure out what the buy-in is and at what cost to themselves. At what cost to themselves. And it's not just financial.
Right.
Because I don't know about y'all, I can't be embarrassed too many times in public.
Right.
My boss has been embarrassed because we have quarterly meetings. So 4 times a year we meet. There's some
Who's embarrassing?
Staff that have to do certain things. And
they got to go.
You see how we have these? There was one meeting, there weren't enough for the actual council members that had already been on the council. There was one. Boom. Because see, my first meeting that I was there, everybody had a name tag. But and I'm sitting up here like, this big black woman and walk through the door, taller than everybody else, and I do wear pumps.
Right.
I'm cute too. No way in the world could you forget who the hell I am. What do you mean? Oh, we forgot. You only got 8 people on the list. Go down the list, check it off. Do you have it?
Yeah. Because it's going to mean something. That means what you're about to say don't count.
Yeah.
Like I said.
I feel aggressive.
Period.
Oh, but the point is, if leadership doesn't buy into it and what it's going to cost them, like I said, I'm still leading by example, but I'm also covering my behind. But I'm also trying to model the behavior with which it needs to be taken care of, because my boss now, somebody already talked to her. She don't know what my thing is, but other people with clear vision going, that heifer about to leave if you don't do something. I've been checked out a long time ago. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do because I'm still working.
Thank you so much, Participant A. I really appreciate you sharing that with us. I want to ask the group now if you had any other comments about that. Please feel free to share. If not, I would like to move on and discuss pretty much what you all believe would be next steps in piggybacking on what Participant A just left with, as far as figuring out what the leadership's buy-in is in these agencies, or even just for us as the workers, what we can continue to do to rebuild what our workforce needs to be in order to serve effectively with our job and to take care of ourselves.
Actually, you're okay. After something that you said last time that I thought about, the newspaper. One of the things that I know of, and I'm seeing it in process now, is changing not only legislation, but also having a multi-pronged effect on education of those in the leadership. So it's not just bottom up, but top down. Nationwide, child welfare is good. it's just horrendous. Mm-hmm. However, there's another horrendous field that has a negative perspective, and it's stressful, meaning law enforcement. Mm-hmm. Because of many events that have occurred across the country, there's also things happening behind the scenes. However, if you notice, anytime an officer is involved in a shooting, they're automatically placed on administrative leave. That didn't come about because somebody said, that came down because people said something has to change if you guys aren't going to at least take that person off, whether it was their fault or not. That's a regulation. That's statute. So that's one aspect of, there's a class of workers that are impacted by internal violence as well as external violence. And especially in those situations when you have deaths or, something violent happening to that worker, there should be some mandate, administrative, whatever, so that one, they can chill out, because every agency doesn't do a debrief for the worker or for the body of individuals that they work with. Mm-hmm. So, and I know I'm at the state level. However, as I stated before, I've done micro, meso, and macro, and I believe they all should work together. And the reason why I said the media got me to thinking again is because a lot of stories that really good investigative reporters come up with have led to some of the, why don't we link up with X group or person or whatever story that people can actually hear to say, granted, we have millions of people that are going through whatever, but that one story that somebody can link on to, hook up to say, hey, why don't we do something to change it, at least in California, because we can't do nationwide at this point, of there is a way to start to impact some aspect of the culture across the state. And that's one way that I've seen actually starting to work. Mind you, like I said, it's not going to happen overnight, but there is nothing in code anywhere that talks to sitting somebody down for a moment to give them that breather like law enforcement has. Firefighters have something very similar. Military have something. Notice what I'm saying.
We don't know that.
No. But we were fighting for title protection, but nobody's fought for, they'll do the hazard pay depending on, what county, city that you're placed in. But are we actually looking for what's that other side of what we can do internally across the board? That's just stuff.
This may sound, I don't know. So as social workers, we're usually solution focused, right? I know I am. If something's not making sense, we need to do something different. Hence your situation, right? You've been there for over a year. You've tried to make change. You can't change it. So either you're going to stay or you're going to leave and be somewhere where you can do what you need to do and flourish. How long has child welfare been around? For years, right?
Mm-hmm. Many.
Why are we still hella dysfunctional? That's something that I don't understand, and I think that's kind of why I'm kind of trying to go somewhere different and do something else, because I just feel like we're doing the same dumb shit over and over. That's what is it, insanity, when you're doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome?
Well, see, my unprofessional, uneducated response to that is because we want child welfare to be dysfunctional. Because we want to continue to break up our community.
That doesn't work.
We want to continue to break. See, that's a whole nother conversation.
It doesn't work.
I don't think that's what we're here for. Yeah. But to answer that question, that is fundamentally one of the issues. Because if we really and truly didn't or if we truly wanted to have because remember they took it from CPS, Child Protective Services, to child welfare. Welfare who? If you truly wanted to do, because research has shown anyone that even touches the system, even if they never had anything, their lives are basically dysfunctional from here forward. Mm-hmm. It's a part of the systematic you're going to be in this group of people. So therefore, if we keep the chaos going, at least we know we still gonna make some money off of you. We still know you're going. That's just the end. I'm sorry, it's crazy. I can go on.
Well, it's an industry. And the reason why it works like this, it's kind of like a prison system. You know, a lot of people. Well, it's exactly
like a conduit to prison.
Right. It's a pipeline to prison sort of thing. It's like prison is an industry. A lot of people don't understand why is there so many people of color, why, you know, you can do very minimal, taken to prison where others aren't, you know, what is the thing? And people don't understand that prison is an actual industry, and it's not until you dig a little bit deeper to find out just exactly how is it an industry, to understand that McDonald's delivers to the prison system. The prisoners eat McDonald's because McDonald's has a contract with the prison.
So it's business. And the farmers of California, the Farmer Association of California sued Department of Corrections because back in the day, many of the facilities that actually had land where they could farm, grow cattle, and all of that other stuff, because literally when you went to prison, you had to work, real work. Not the stuff that they're coming up with now. But what was happening were those individuals that went to prison, that they either were on the animal farms, the plant farms, or whatever, they were feeding the system. And they actually were being fed well. But the farmers said, wait a minute, somebody did the math. Took all of that out. If you notice, prison, McDonald's ain't good food for nobody. And if you actually saw some of the stuff that I had to look at when that ain't egg. That ain't even egg powder.
Mystery meat.
And literally, it's making money. And then, of course, you got the folks in there working. So you got the license plate, the eyeglasses, you name it.
It's an industry. It's an industry, and child welfare is the same way. It's an industry. But if you look at other areas of in our systems, you know, if you look at other areas of how things change, like for instance, how it went, you know, like something as simple as the DSM. We all know about the DSM, we social workers or what have you. You know, you look at, okay, there's been multiple values of the DSM. Why? Because culture changes, people changes, rules change, expectations change, year by year, policy changes. So there's always an update of the DSM, but there's never an update of how things work and child welfare. Right. It's always the same. But what I think should probably happen is, just like the DSM, how it went from a 4 to a 5 now, and what happened was a group of people got together, discussed what was working, what wasn't working, they came up with a whole nother policy, and then they advocated, they went, and they had this implemented, and then this is now the new Bible for mental health. Whether you agree with it or not, this is what the hell we're using, and it doesn't mean that it was better than the 4, or that it was even better than the 3. It just means that a group of people, a group of people who themselves considered themselves well informed in these areas, because nobody said that these were the people who should write this DSM-5, but they got together, like a group of us could literally get together and come up with a whole new systems approach, and then advocate to have that in the right places. Now, it all, in my opinion, just like A said, people have to want to do stuff. Just like there are companies and agencies that won't even use the DSM-5, they will only use the 4, even though the 5 has been out there for like all these years. But they refuse to use it. They're still using accesses and some old shit. So they don't want to do it. So there has to be a desire to implement. A desire to change, but if you develop something and you go to the right places and you advocate for it to be, I think, integrated into the right